So we are going to talk about Aphria Stock today, a stock that soared about 600% just a few months ago. After those massive gains, however, it started to pull back. So what we are going to do today is give you an insight into what is actually happening to the stock and break down exactly whether it is still a buy at the end of this video. As always, what we have to talk about is absolutely crucial to know before even considering to buy the stock, so stay tuned for that. Before we jump right in, however, just make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And as we'll keep you updated on breaking news and awesome trading opportunities every single day, subscribing would not only help us but also you. So there is really no excuse for not smashing the subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe if you feel so. Alright, let's start talking about the stock. So Aphria currently ranks as one of the leading Canadian cannabis producers. Soon though, it should move into the top spot to become the biggest cannabis company in the world based on revenue. This promotion will happen once Aphria's merger with Tilray closes, with the new entity following the merger's name Tilray. Nevertheless, Aphria is the dominant player in the deal, and that is super important to consider for our prediction at the end of this video. So Aphria led the industry in cannabis sales in Alberta and Ontario in its latest quarter, and also moved into the second spot in Quebec. After the Tilray merger wraps up, the company will claim the leading market share nationwide in Canada's cannabis market. Looking beyond Canada, Aphria should be in an even stronger position in Europe after the Tilray transaction closes. Aphria's CC Pharma unit is a leading cannabis distributor in the region, especially in the German medical marijuana market. Tilray has a large cannabis production facility in Portugal as well. But right now, Canadian marijuana stocks can't retain their listings on major US stock exchanges and operate in the US cannabis market as long as marijuana remains illegal at the federal level. However, many investors hope that the eventually upcoming cannabis reform will change the status quo, clearing the way for Aphria to expand into the US. But as Tilray will play such an important role, let's quickly take a look at its stock as well before we come to the prediction at the end of this video. So Tilray stock is down 85% from all-time highs in late 2018, when a massive speculative bubble sent its shares to $300 apiece. At that time, the company simply did not have sufficient revenue growth to justify its valuation. It's a different story now, however. So as already said, Tilray is set to merge with Canadian pot grower Aphria by the end of the year to create the largest cannabis company in the world. Combined, the two companies generated $179.5 million in their most recent quarters, which works out to an annualized rate of $718 million per year. The only cannabis producer in the world that can eclipse Aphria Tilray in sales is Curaleaf, with $626 million in sales last year. The two will have a 17.3% market share in the Canadian marijuana market, including 18.8% in vape cartridges, and top the leaderboard in pre-rolls, dried flowers, and oils. What's more, Aphria Tilray will also have exposure to the US cannabis and craft beer markets through its subsidiaries. On top of that, Tilray can synchronize its own medical marijuana segment with Aphria's. Over 50% of the latter's sales come from Germany. Within the next 2 years after the merger, the two expect to realize at least $100 in pre-tax synergies. Nevertheless, Aphria disclosed that its third quarter 2021 revenue grew by only 6.4% year-over-year due to lockdowns in both Canada and Germany to curb the spread of coronavirus variants. That, however, is largely a temporary setback, which should reverse after vaccination programs turn things around. At 10 times revenue, Tilray stock is one of the cheapest among its peers in Canada. Competitors like Canopy Growth and Kronos Group are trading at 27 and 64 times revenue, respectively. Tilray remains attractively valued when you consider its upside potential. Alright, so to sum it all up, it's looking really good for Aphria's stock in the future. And taking everything into account, this brings us to our target of $17.50, with $20 in a bullish case in the next few months. Alright, with that being it for today's video, however, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video and want to support our mission of providing free financial information to everyone here on YouTube, please ensure you're subscribed and definitely consider leaving a like. As mentioned before, it really means the world to us.